Alright, so in today's video we're taking a look at a solar camera that is wireless. So check out a couple of detailed images that give you some specific information about this and some of the things included. Then we'll take a look at the actual package as far as what is included and talk a little bit more about it. Okay, so as stated, we're taking a look at a solar camera. So this is basically the camera, the battery. You have a charging port on the bottom, which you have to make sure stays closed and sealed so you don't get water in there. So you can charge this up with the included cable, or you can of course allow the solar panel to charge it up with the sun. And supposedly you pretty much don't have to worry about it as long as you have a little decent amount of sun. You don't have to really charge it up very often, if at all. So we're going to see how that plays out over time, I guess. You do have some adjustability here, so you can kind of angle the camera depending upon your needs. And this is a metal piece, not plastic, and it has sort of a foam on it, so your license plate is going to sit on there. Shouldn't vibrate, shouldn't rattle, make a bunch of noise or anything like that. So that's pretty cool. And I believe the battery on this is a little over 3,300 milliamps, so it should last quite a while. You have the ability to see about almost 10 feet behind you with this, and you have a 5-inch display screen here, and that is connected with the included cigarette lighter auxiliary port adapter. The only bad thing about this, I guess, is there's no USB port. You got a little push button here, but you don't have a USB port on this. So if you're using that port for a USB charger, you won't have that option because this will take up that space. So keep that in mind. And I got this page pulled up so I can let you know that the included charging cable for charging the actual camera itself is 5 feet long, and this is 11.5 feet long. So it gives you an idea of what to expect from that. You also have a little sort of like a guitar pick, but this is going to be helpful, I suppose, when it comes to peeling the actual suction cup off the window if you decide to use it. And that's going to be this, or your dash if you have a smooth enough dash. So this has the sticky gel adhesive type, and then it has the suction cup as well, and that's just handled by mounting by flipping that little lever. So that's very easy. Of course, that mounts right on the back of the monitor, so you can actually have this little stand, or you can have it hooked up upside down, possibly hanging it from your glass if you have the ability to do that with the angle, because you don't have a whole lot of adjustment on the angle as far as the glass goes. Possibly, I mean, I think you do here, but you don't have any as far as the neck itself. The neck is fixed, is what I'm trying to say. You do have plenty of adjustment, so you should be able to hang this or mount this on the dash, either one. For me, I have a cloth dash, so this will have to go on the actual glass, and we're just going to put this on a really small car. Maybe it doesn't need a backup camera. We're going to do it just to have. It's kind of a nice option. And other than that, you have a warranty card and a little user manual in case you need that. And then you have just a plain white box which has the AUTO-VOX name on it, of course the model information, and then it has a little foam on the inside for cushioning. But that's pretty much it. you may actually want to try to hold on to that, because this little sticky suction cups like this stick really, really well. But anyway, I want to give you a really quick look at what is included with it and what it is as far as you know, the actual content. And other than that, I need to actually install this so I can get a little usage out of it, and then we'll jump to looking at a video with it on and in the car, the two different components, and we'll see how that kind of works out. It should work fairly well because it uses 2.4 gigahertz, and that means it shouldn't have any interference from other Bluetooth devices and things, but you could have interference with some landline phones and, you know, things of that nature, so keep that in mind. There'll be a link below if you want to find out more about this. But other than that, we'll take a look at what it looks like when it's actually in use, in the car and functional, and we'll go from there. And who knows about the long term on the actual battery. Batteries vary sometimes, and depending upon sun exposure, that's going to play a factor. So we just got to see how this plays out as a whole with time, and I'll get back to you about what I think about some of the functionality after I've got a little use out of it, had it in the car. So that's pretty much it. This is the initial unboxing and what's included, and now we'll take a look at it installed. Alright, so here's the installation. On the top, of course, the camera. The bottom is the solar panel and the battery. And again, under the small flap where you charge the actual battery with a micro USB, either the included or your own supplied, there is also a little power button, and there is a little indicator light, which is very tiny. You won't be able to see it out here, but it will illuminate. You'll see that lit up when you're charging, a little red. You also can see it, when the camera's turned on. And you only are going to need roughly an estimated maybe about 4 or 5 hours to charge this. You need to charge it the first time fully before use, and then as long as you get exposure a few hours a day, you should be pretty much good. Obviously, we're not going to always have that option, but I want to show you what it looks like installed. Now I want to show you the interior, which won't be pretty because I haven't fully installed it long term, but I do have it mounted up, and I want to show you the actual LCD and the actual lines and things of that nature. So let's jump into that right now. Alright, so hopefully you'll forgive this angle, but it's the best angle so that I can actually point and touch the camera and such. So you've already seen there's a little push button on top of the auxiliary port power. If you get in the car and for some reason you need to, you can actually push that button. It will turn the camera on, which is, obviously going to be useful in situations where maybe you've been sitting for a while and the timeout has occurred on the actual camera. Because when you first crank the vehicle, it will initialize and it will power on, and then you can set it within the settings, and I have it set for the maximum, which is 90 seconds, so that there's plenty of time for the camera to stay on and back up. Even if I had to back up a fairly good distance, that's a long way for that amount of time. So let me power this up real quick. Alright, and so hopefully you'll actually be able to see that. Let me move the camera up like this. Alright, now hopefully you can see that well enough. Alright, so operation is very simple. You have 3 buttons, up, down, menu in the middle. So if I press menu, I get the options menu. I can cycle through those with the up and down button. And then you got pair, which is done from the factory. You shouldn't have to do that, but in the event you do need to do that. So, and then reset on the bottom right in case you need to reset that. Of course, you can adjust your brightness and contrast. You can have it turn on or off the driving lines. And there you've got how long it stays on, mirror or normal, so you can flip the image. And then of course brightness and contrast. Hit OK, enter into the menu, adjust as you desire. Hit the menu or OK button. That's it. You wait for it to time out, and you've got your driving lines. If you hold the menu button down, you see the actual flashing the guidelines, and you can adjust it up or down depending upon what your needs are. Hit OK or wait for a few seconds and you see it stops flashing. That's pretty much it. Just really quick, really simple adjustment. If I put this in reverse, obviously you don't get any type of indicator to check your surroundings like you do on some cameras. And if we back up, you can see that even though I'm turning, there's no turn lines. And that's because, you know, it has the basic functionality. It doesn't have the full functionality like you would your car that shows you exactly where you're gonna go, like where your path is. But overall, I think it looks really good. Image is, you know, very clear, and it works really, really well. As you can see, backing up. So we got a curb right there. So that is, well, I'm a little crooked, but I didn't really care about that. Let me straighten it up a little bit. Alright, now so if I back this up, you see the red, I'm past it, and I can tell you that I'm not quite touching, but now I'm pretty much just about touching. I'm not going to go ahead and hit it. So definitely having those red, yellow, green to give you an indicator like you would in other cameras is useful. Alright, finally it timed out. So now, if I wanted to back up again, or if I was backing out and I'd been sitting here running the car, I just reach over and push the button, and you can see it pops up really quickly, very responsive, so I don't have to worry, you know, about the actual delay or anything like that. It syncs up and picks up the feed really quickly, and obviously, as useless as it is, we can drive forward and our camera is still going to be on for 90 seconds. So overall, really, really cool. This is ideal for me as far as placement goes. Wiring, not so much, but that will be taken care of later. I just want to share that with you, and I hope that is useful. And I will leave a link below, as always. If you want to find out more, you can check it out. I don't know about the long-term battery, but they say you want to charge it for a year, I believe, as long as you get about 3 hours a day sunlight. So anyway, that's just a quick, somewhat quick look at everything I can think of that's relevant for this. Check out the link below if you want to find out more. Otherwise, thanks for watching.